Hi, my name is Matt Widgery from mattwidgery.com. We are here today at the photography show in Birmingham. So we're going to have a little wander around here and see exactly what's going on, meet some of the people at the stands and see exactly what there is here if we're trying not to walk into people at the same time. First of all, let's go and have a look at Manfrotto. They've got some interesting new tripods there. We're going to have a look at them, see what they've got going on. So what are the things that people should be coming down and checking out that they might not have seen before from Manfrotto?
We've got a few new products at Manfrotto. We've got the new X Pro geared head. We've got the 190 Go, so I've got it just here. I'll go and grab it in a second.
Okay.
Is there a 190 Go over there? Sorry. So we've got the new selection of B3s here, all in variations of colour. So B3 was one of our biggest sellers last year.
Yeah.
A nice compact tripod, comes with a bag, very good for travel. It takes a 4 kilo payload. The legs will take 5. Absolutely amazing for the photographer on the go, really.
Yeah.
We've also, like I mentioned before, we have the 190 Go.
This is cool.
This is quite new for Manfrotto because we're not used to the
twist-lock
mechanism.
Yeah.
But it's very nice, neat. It takes 7 kilo payload.
That's all you're ever going to need, isn't it, really, as a photographer, and then some. So
Indeed.
One of the most interesting stands I found from this year was actually the Eizo stands. They do a wonderful set of monitors. They are 4K monitors and they actually run the full gamut of Adobe RGB, not sRGB, but the full Adobe RGB. And that makes a big difference. It means you're actually going to get the exact color rendition of what you see in the image file, and that works for video as well as photo. So that's an incredibly useful product that they do, and of course being 4K it means it is pretty future-proof as well. So I'm here with Victor from Eizo, and he's got some really interesting monitors here. For those of you that don't know, these are a cut above your standard sort of panel display that you might get, with much deeper colour rendition, and will give you a much truer view of what your colours in your photo really are. So Victor, it's very nice to meet you. Tell us more about these wonderful monitors.
Well, thank you, Matt, for the compliments there. So our monitors are designed to show people accurately what's actually in the file, all the way through to their output. So whether it's 4K stuff here as shot on a fabulous Blackmagic camera with Zeiss lenses, through to basic standard photography here. We've got a picture taken with our high-res camera. This is a brand new CG248, it's a 4K monitor, 3840 by 2160. We've also got a 31-inch DCI 4K, which is 4096. Then our regular range of monitors, which come in 27s and 24s, all designed for movie and photography work. So if you're at a professional grade, our monitors do the trick. For example, Gravity was made on Eizo monitors.
I did have a chat with the guys over on the Fuji stand. They of course didn't give me any information about the X Pro 2, as you might expect, but they did have the full lineup of lenses that are coming out from Fuji, not just now, but they actually had samples of the roadmap lenses that are going to be coming out over the next 12 to 18 months. So that was something really interesting to look forward to, and for those of you that are interested in their lenses, they also gave you the opportunity to come and have a go with them as well. You could even loan a camera from Fuji. They would actually sign you a camera out to try at the show, which I thought was a very good idea, and goes along with the Fuji Professional service that they've been launching in America. Came out just actually this month, March 2015, and we hope that it will actually hit the UK at some point later on this year, but we haven't had an announcement from Fuji from that as yet. What are the main things that people should come down and check out at the Fujifilm stand?
Well, we're here showing off all the fantastic cameras, but the main thing really is about the variety of lenses. And as you can see from the cabinet down here, we have the full lens lineup.
Look at that.
So we're showing the guys the current lenses and the future lenses.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So the key thing is getting your hands on all the new toys.
Okay, so I'm here with David from Canon. Now he is a product intelligence professional, which makes him sound a bit like, it's like the kind of MI5 of Canon. It's the coolest business title I've come across to date. Especially, it basically means he knows everything there is to know about the amazing new 5DS and 5D SR. So in a couple of minutes, very quick rundown. Obviously, Canon have won the megapixel war for the time being, but why should consumers come and buy these cameras? What makes them so good?
Well, really, we've got 15 EOS cameras now in our lineup, and we try to create a camera for different types of photography, depending on what you want to shoot, whether you want to shoot high action sports, whether you want to do landscape work and this kind of thing. And that's what we're all about, and that's why we have so many cameras. Now these new ones, the new S and SR, These are really designed at people who want maximum levels of detail. So we've got 50 million pixels, which is even surprised us on the pixel count. Really did, because this is incredible to have this kind of level, especially when you think about it, it's a full frame sensor. Now, as I said just now, the kind of people that we think would like these were people who are after maximum levels of detail. So whether you like doing your landscape photography, whether you do portrait work, or whether you do anything that you want the best detail that you can get. Now we do two versions of this. We do the S and we do the R. Now the S has a standard low pass filter inside it.
Okay.
So this one would be good if you're photographing things with patterns, maybe with suits or fabric and this kind of thing.
And you're worried about moire and...
Exactly. Now the SR, that actually has two low pass filters inside it. And the second one cancels out the effect of the first one. So it has the same effect as not having a low pass filter at all. And I'll come on to something else about that in a moment. Now the idea of that would be really useful, I think, for landscape photographers. So you're going to get the best levels of detail. And also in landscape photography, you're dealing with organic shapes, aren't you? So things without regimented lines. So you're less likely to get more effects.
There's not very few straight lines. If you go and shoot a forest or something, it's kind of your pine forest maybe.
With some reeds or something. That's about it, I think.
The eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted a quick cut in that video. I cut David off in the middle because our battery was dying. But we're on another camera now, ready to go. So so maximum resolution moire filters. Tell us about that.
One of the main questions I've been asked over the last 4 days is why didn't you just create a camera without a low pass filter in it at all?
And just have that, just have one thing.
Through.
Right.
Now, what we decided to do, not having any low pass filter at all, there is a potential for moire effects, especially when you've got a really, really high resolution sensor like the 50 million pixels.
Yeah, sure.
So what we decided to do is we wanted to use the 5D Mark III body because it's a really, really good body. It's been honed over the last for many, many years, over the Mark I, the Mark II, and now the Mark III.
And everyone knows where the buttons are, which is really important.
Which makes it a really easy camera to pick up and start using. So we wanted to do that, and as I said, we wanted to create a camera with the low pass filter inside it. So you're less likely to get moire patterns.
Cool.
If you then just take the low pass filter out completely, what happens is you change the focal plane.
Okay.
So therefore you'd have to actually redesign the camera, actually move the sensor forward to compensate for it.
Okay.
So that's why we decided to go for one with the low pass filter in it and then put two in there. Because you can put them next to each other, one cancels out the other effects. So you're basically getting the same kind of effect.
Right.
Also it affects the AF system as well. If you take the low pass filter out completely, it changes the way the AF system works.
Let's have a look now. We've got the Olympus stand going over there. Hey, dude. We've got the Olympus stand have been very good here, as I said. I was also particularly interested in the stuff that Panasonic were doing with the GH4s. Obviously, their step into doing sort of 4K video has made a big difference to a lot of people. Other things that I have been excited to see here, if we just pan around here, let's see what we've got. Samyang, those of you that haven't heard of Samyang yet, you will be knowing about them fairly soon. You've seen them probably, if you have, on eBay. Very cheap lenses, a lot of them traditionally in the wide millimeters, 8mm, 10mm and 14. They do a range now of cameras and lenses. They do a range of lenses, which are there's telephotos and primes and all kinds of interesting things there. What's really interesting is that they do have a full range of Fuji X mounts available for every single lens in their lineup that they do, and although they're not all available from in the UK currently, I did speak to the distributor here in the UK and he said that he could get them in. So while we may be waiting for some of the lenses in particular mounts, they are all available, and that's in both cine mount and in still photography mount as well. So for example, you can get the full range of T lenses that they do in a Pentax mount, should you want such a thing. Who knows who would. Nikon, of course, were here with their 750, which has been a very popular camera, and the D5500 as well, the baby of the group, but actually an incredibly useful camera, largely not changed from the D5300 too much, but it now does have a touch screen. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon.